before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit that notification button down below so you can get all the notifications when I post new videos, and I have lots and lots of pictures to share with you guys.
Okay, Rhonda. So far, you said you've lost 130 pounds. How much more weight do you plan on losing?
My goal is to lose 55 more pounds. But with that said, I set a goal for myself, but if I start looking good at 35 pounds of loss, I'm okay with that. But right now, I'm going to have in my mind 55 pounds.
A lot of people tend to gain the weight back with a gastric bypass. How have you managed to keep it off?
Well, well, I have low sugar. So I honestly feel like God put another restriction on me for having the gastric bypass. It was fine when I had it. Years went by, then I started kind of eating what I wanted to, along with prayer of just me asking Him, I want to lose more weight. I want to do this. So every morning I do prick my finger to see the level of sugar that I'm at. So it's like I am not taking in any kind of carbs, no sugar, um, just all the foods that you don't like, I have to eat. And I literally have to eat them. I cannot have chips because my blood sugar will drop. No McDonald's, no nothing. It's like the only thing that I could have is meat. And when I say like my sugar will drop to 55, and it's nothing to play with. So I know how serious it is because if it drops under like 30, they say you can go into a coma, but my specialist already talked to me about it. It's I wouldn't say it's a mind over matter thing, but it's a just staying on your shit, making sure you eat, making sure you have enough protein, making sure you prick your finger. But my body's so used to it, I know when okay, Rhonda, it's time to eat. Let's go eat something.
So, with that being said, and the stress that comes along with that, how do you manage being married, having kids, working, and then dealing with that eating and making sure what you eat and how you eat in the day?
Well, far as like maintaining my family, they really know about what's going on. It's really not hard for me. My wife is very supportive. She's been supportive since day one. She started off being my best friend. And I think when she really found out how serious it was and how serious my lifestyle change was, then she just followed suit. So I didn't have to really get into detail to tell her, oh, I can't have this, I can't have that. It's like now in the restaurant, she'll drink the soda before I taste it to make sure it's a diet Coke, not a regular Coke because regular Cokes have sugar in it. Um, just really her support. Like she's pushed me a lot along the way, and that makes me be a better person, and I'm just a better person overall. Not just saying because I'm married to her. I think I've grown. So when I got married to her, I was already in the process of figuring Rhonda out, wanting to know, okay, this is what I want in my life. I don't want this over here. I don't want to have to deal with this type of chick. I want this type of woman.
Okay. Well, it's good that you have a supportive wife. With the kids thing, what are their thoughts on it?
Thoughts on what the gastric bypass
The
or the
changes that
marriage?
came after.
Oh, they're just like, Mom, you shit. And I was like, shit, I know.
That's good. Everybody's on accord. With that being said, that ego of yours, do you feel like you did shit before or the shit after?
No, you know what? I've never been a type of chick that was like, I'm the shit. Because believe it or not, years ago, I was really a tomboy. I'm more girlier now with my life. And I'm trying to still figure me out. But I'm into makeup, like a whole makeup bar. Um, I've always took selfies of myself, and that's just because of the weight that I lost. When you have the gastric bypass or the gastric sleeve, your mind still has to catch up with your body. I don't care what people think. I walk into a store with my wife. We're walking over to the extra large section. She's like, "Sweetie, no. You need the medium. You need the you in the wrong section, Rhonda." And I cannot. Would have to try it on literally to say, "Okay, we're in the wrong section. Let's go to this section over here."
So, with the weight loss and all the excess skin that comes with it, how do you maintain that? Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna do? A lot of people do the mommy makeovers and have the plastic surgery. Are you gonna keep yours, or what's going on with that?
You know what? I haven't really thought about it. I used to say, "Oh, I want to get a tummy tuck," but this is a part of me. This is who I am. You know, I do wear girdles. I used to wear them a lot. Now I'm like, "Hey, this is me. You're going to accept me for who I am." I'm walking around with like a bra on and, some boxer shorts, girl boxers. I don't really trip on it. So I think I can show the world that I'm confident. I can show my stomach in my pictures. I don't care. I don't care what people think about me. And that's one thing that I used to have a problem with. I've always, I guess, had a problem with what people thought about me because of the excess skin. I love my fucking excess skin. That's scars of all the hard work that I've put in and the tears and the sweat and the fucking um, depression and getting out of the depression on depression pills. It was bad, but through it all, I made it out. And they don't tell you about that when you get the gastric bypass. They tell you about all the fun stuff, but they don't tell you like about the mental breakdowns you'll have. Like when I first got the gastric bypass, I cannot walk into a store and look at food because I couldn't have that type of food. I would literally have breakdowns where I would have to go sit in the car. So I think I wouldn't say I would never do it again because I had two restrictions in my life. I had the gastric sleeve first. It wasn't enough restriction on my body, so I decided to get the gastric bypass Roux-en-Y. I am never going to be a size 2, and I'm not trying to be. I'm living a healthy lifestyle, and I'm reintroducing myself to the world. The things that I did before I got the gastric bypass, I live a totally different life now than what I did before.
Okay. We talk a lot about your wife and your kids. What do your mom and dad think about this?
Well, my dad passed away in 2000, and I want to say like around 2014, 2015. I'm not sure, but I told him that I was a lesbian and I was in a relationship at the time. And he was happy for me. He was happy that I was happy. He's always been a person that's been happy for me, long as they are not irritating you because, I have a little, bad attitude, long as they can handle me, handle what comes along with me. A little bit aggressive because I am aggressive female, but yeah, my dad was like the coolest fucking dad. So yeah, at that time I was in a relationship. Then I didn't see it, but now that person was a wonderful woman, and I take my hat off to her because when I say she stuck by my side, she stuck by my side through it all till the day he passed. So I couldn't say this like 2 years ago. I couldn't say it 3 years ago because I wasn't in that mindset. But today I'm in that mindset, and I've reached out to her and I've, told her thank you. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for answering the phone when I was crying. Thank you for just being you because, God sends people in your life for a reason and for a season. And that season, I needed her. I needed her there with me. I learned a lot of things from her.
That's really touching. Thank you for opening up to the people. We appreciate that. Don't cry on this now.
Oh no,
Let's just keep it happy.
let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. I'm just getting started.
Oh, we're super happy for you right now. We're super happy for your weight loss, your journey, your family, your mom and dad. Well, your mom and dad sure is watching out for you in heaven.
My mom's alive.
Your mom's alive.
My mom's alive. My mom is a comedian. Like she needs to have a straight up, YouTube video, like a reality show, just in her house. And it's just like, yeah, she is very funny. Like my mom is very funny. She's still going through the loss of my dad. So she has my mom, she has my brothers there. My wife visits her more than I do. Um, they have a bond I feel like that can never be broken. The boys go over there, the girls are there, so we try to just figure it out as me saying, okay, wow, like I have my own family now. So to juggle the two of, my mom and, that family and then this family that I have at my house is totally different because we live a totally different lifestyle in the Ferguson's house versus the Warren's house. We don't do that, but we don't do that, but we don't do this. So it's very different. But when we all come together, we all fucking come together because, family is first. So, my wife and my mom really hit it off. It's like, I'll call her, who are you on the phone with? Oh, I'm going to call you back. I'm on the phone with my mom. I'm like, oh, okay. I see you. Do you? So I'm so happy about that because my mom is very, she's a character and she's very hard to get along with. And she will tell you, like, I don't fucking like you. So we haven't had that. So that's a good thing.
You say your family and your kids. Are you expecting any more?
You know what? My wife is younger.
What?
Yeah.
Explain
My
on
wife.
that. A little cougar action. Talk to the people.
My wife is like 30 and I'm 38. And she wants to have two babies. We talked about that. If it was left up to me, I wouldn't have kids. I don't fuck with kids like that. Like the kids now, my kids are like 18, 13, and 14. So we had a talk and I want her to experience motherhood. The birth, pushing the baby out, experiencing that. So we are making plans, saving money, securing our bags. So when the baby does come, it will be a special moment for me. It'll be like, I'm not going to say starting over. Just God, please bless me with a girl. I tell her all the time, it's my baby. We have the names picked out. We just got to put it in motion. So we never said like, oh, it's going to be next year. It's going to be this. I don't want to put a year on it. I just want it to happen. I want it to happen. I want it to happen like back to back. Like my sons are 13 and 14. So I want my babies to be a year apart, if not like, yes, a year apart. I want to say, yeah, like a year apart. So I'm totally excited about that. I work my ass off. We've been saving money and um, I've been on a diet. I'm getting ready for these little motherfuckers, okay? I'm gonna be slim and trim running around the park because, again, she's 30 and I'm 38. So she doesn't act 38. Well, I'm sorry. She doesn't act 30 at all. You would think I was 30 and she was about 45. But I'm telling you, she's amazing. She's a very humble person. She's kind of like slowed me down and just allow me to know that, Rhonda, everything's not a fight. Um, we pray together. I've done so many different things in this relationships versus my past relationships, but I'm not gonna say anything bad about my relationship because it was a lesson for me to learn to get to where I'm at now. So I used to be like, oh, you're fucking unloyal and you fuck you and da 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 and just be just real witty with it. But now it's like I had to go through that. I had to go through this. I had to deal with this because now I'm here. So I've never smiled so much in my life. Like my cheeks hurt sometimes. Now I'm not gonna sit up here and say our relationship is just peaches and fucking strawberries. It's not. We have the same issues. Um, communication, me having my little mood swings, just not in the mood, her shutting down, not wanting to talk. But we never said fuck it. We never said pack your shit and go then. It's like she'll just smoothly grab her pillow and go downstairs. Couple hours later, she's back up here. So it's a different type of relationship that I'm in. My kid's father, they get along together. We don't have too many issues out of him because it's just mainly us taking care of the kids, dealing with the kids. And he's here and he respects her, she respects him, whether they speak or not. Everybody gets along. You have to get along for your kids. And that's what we do. And it's not about her, it's not about me. It's about my kids at the end of the day.
So does your wife take the kids as her own? Or is it more, do you see the notice, oh, that's stepmom?
No, they call her mom. They call her mom. They've been calling her mom for a while. Yeah, that's like a story in its own. Like, I want to say she interacts more than I do because we have this thing where, um, she wants to pick him up from school. The youngest one will not let anybody else pick him up from school. I want her to pick me up from school. Of course, she spoils him. They go to lunch, they eat, they hang out, they chill. They buy clothes together, they match clothes together. Um, she deals with each of them in different ways because each of them has a different personality. So you can't deal with all three of them the same way. It's not possible. You're not going to do it. So when I first met her, I had to sit back and see how she moved and grooved. And just like I said, she came in like, so I'm like, oh shit, let me just be cool and chill. Let me do me now. Let me, relax and take a breather, and I don't gotta worry about shit, and the kids is alive and, throughout the day, like she'll send me pictures if they're hanging together or just her and my daughter going to get their nails done. I don't get my nails done often, but that's something that her and my daughter does. Like they go get their nails done, me and her, we have our days. So she has her days where she deals with each individual kid in a different way because they're not the same. You have like a quiet one. My daughter is just outgoing, likes to talk, but kind of in her shell too. You have Tyler, just like Tyler. Ooh, Tyler. God bless you. Good night on that one. Tyler keeps us up. Tyler, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good. So, do you feel that your family has blended well? And how is it dealing with the Breakfast Club family?
Um, what do you mean? Get into detail about
How do you think this family compares to a family with a mother and a father?
that? I think we're different because, of course, it's two moms. The kids don't mind. They've never mind. Ever since I told them I was a lesbian, um, they've always respected it. It's not like, oh, okay, I guess. But through that, I was married twice to a man. And they say three's the charm. So three's the charm. It was with the woman. Me and, my two ex-husbands. One is my kid's father of the three kids that I have. And one is just a person that I fell in love with. We still keep in contact with each other. We still talk every now and then, but I set rules to it because at the same time I'm married to her now. In my life, I said if I ever was to get married, I'm not talking to anybody. I'm like cutting a lot of people off, not in a bad way, just because I want to respect my relationship. And that's what's been happening. And he wished me well, you know. He's very happy for me. He knows that, like I love family. I love to love, but on the flip side, when I don't like you, you'll never know the real Rhonda. You'll get bits and pieces of who I am. But if you were to sit down with somebody and talk about me, it would be like, oh, I didn't know she did that. Oh, that's not the Rhonda that I know. So you guys, it would seem like you're talking about two different Rhondas, because I'm going to give this person that, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of that because I don't really fuck with you like that, because loyalty means everything to me. But I'm going to give you my all. So I might do this with that person and I might not do that with that person. So um, I've never ran across where it never crossed paths where I've met exes and we just met up in one place and just happened to be there. If so, and if that happens, my wife is so on a mature level, it's like, okay, that's your ex. It is what it is. She's so confident within her shit.